Some of you may have seen on my Instagram stories here that I put up a picture of me sat next to some really beautiful birds. They're called blue-footed boobies. They're really, really pretty. And I could literally sit right next to them. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want to compare it to fear, Because these birds, when I sat next to them, they had no fear at all. It was fine. They were just sat there. They were comfortable with me, sat next to them to take a photo, and they did not once flinch. So why am I telling you this? So the way that I want to compare it to fear is that I honestly believe that fear is a learned behaviour, because the majority of our fears in life are learned, and they're pushed down and passed on from other people around us. Because, like I say, for instance, these birds that are sat there, not at one moment have they ever had, say, a snotty-nosed kid sat next to them trying to rip their fucking head off or something like that, or trying to kick them. So never have they ever thought, we need to be scared, or we need to fly off, we need to get away. Because it's not happened. It's not been programmed into them that the fear is there, or the danger is there for them, because there's a big difference between fear and danger. So not once have they felt it. So that's why it was okay for me to sit really close to them. So the way that I want to compare it to our lives is that we quite often get programmed and pushed and shoved other people's fears onto us, because potentially they may have been through something in their lives that caused them to feel the fear, or it could have even been someone else has pushed it onto them. Maybe another family member or another friend has pushed their fear onto them as well, and it just gets passed down through this vicious cycle. It's like a fear cycle. It just keeps going round and round, and one person passes it on to the next and the next and the next, and it's almost contagious. But what it takes is one person to have the conscious awareness to say, no, I'm going to break that cycle, I'm going to break the chain, because this fear is not real. Because the majority of fears aren't actually real, they're just made up in the minds of the individuals. Like I like to say, that fear is not real. Fear is a picture that we have painted in our own minds, and it is usually worst case scenario. So anytime that you may potentially feel fear in your life, just ask yourself the question, is this a fear or is it a fact? Because quite often, the majority of us, me included, we confuse fears for facts. Like, for instance, I don't know, it could be, say, just going travelling abroad on your own, for instance, me. Because of someone, say, may have read something in the news, seen something on TV, heard somebody else, a friend, go through a potentially painful situation or a slightly dangerous situation, or something may have happened to them on their travels, they pass that fear on to somebody else, and then that person may potentially adopt it as their own fear and then not go on the potential trip that they want to go on, or they might hold themselves back in life. So that's the thing with fear. It can stop us in our tracks, and it can hold us back from progressing and moving forward with our lives. But on the other hand, fear can be used in our favour. Fear can be used as fuel to drive and propel you towards a future of fulfilment, if you choose to let it be. You have to choose to use your fear in your favour, because if you don't, the fear is always going to be there, and it's going to hold you back. Because the thing is, fear will always be there, but you need to learn to get comfortable with feeling the fear. You need to learn to dance with fear. I don't know if you've seen, but dance with fear. Fear is always going to be close to you, but as long as you just keep moving and keep going forwards towards your desired destination, the fear is never going to consume you. It's never going to take your life over. It's just going to go with you. So you've all probably heard of the quote where it says, feel the fear and do it anyway. You need to feel that fear, get used to it being there, and know that it's probably never going to go. But as long as you can take action steps forward towards the place where you want to go, the fear is going to be there, and you're going to get comfortable with feeling that fear. And that's where courage comes from. That's where self-confidence comes from. Because courage is the prerequisite to confidence, which means confidence grows as courage grows. So the more courageous you become, the more confident you become, and it just becomes a cycle. So what do you need to be courageous? You just need to know that the reward on the other side of that potential fear is much greater than the fear itself. So all it takes is that one decision to make the action step forward, even though you're feeling slightly fearful in your life, in whatever area it is in your life. Make the decision, make the choice to move forwards, because action destroys procrastination. Action is the antidote to your fear. Because, like I say, you need to do the things that scare you until they don't. And that's where the courage comes from. And that's how you gain confidence. Because confidence comes from the results that you've gained from taking that uncomfortable action. So yeah, just keep taking steps forward. Keep moving forward. Because with every step you take, you're going to gain that result. And with every result, you're going to learn, you're going to grow. And you're going to get, say, a series of results that's going to compound, and that you're going to be able to use to move forward the next time. So anytime that you feel fear in the future, you just remember, oh, last time that I took action despite feeling fear, the reward or the result was greater than the fear that I felt in the first place. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and that's just a little piece that I wanted to say today about fear. Fear is made up in the minds of the individuals, and it's never usually ever anything like how we paint the picture in our own minds. So just know that fear is a liar, and so is our brains. Our brains lie to us because our brain has one job, and that's to keep us alive at all times. So any time that it does feel that it's going to do some sort of action that may be potentially dangerous or life-threatening, as in fearful in our own minds, it just says no, fuck that, and it says no, step back. Because any time that we feel fear, our brain automatically goes to death. You're gonna die, and it's never the case. So just feel the fear, move forward, and just know that on the other side of your fear is the next best version of you and your next level of life. So I'm going to end today on just showing you one more time the pink flamingos here. Thank you, guys. So yeah, as you can see, I'm stood here in this lovely lagoon, and I think we got about 9 pink flamingos. I don't know if you can see them at the moment. They're sort of blending in to the water there, but yeah, I think we got 9 flamingos today, and they're just feeding. It's just gone 8:15 in the morning here in the Galapagos. So yeah, they're having their morning breakfast, and also I need to do the same. So I'm going to say thank you so much, people, and I'm going to end this now. So thank you so much for coming on, and I look forward to seeing you on the next live. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.